Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 3 on how to start a clothing brand, a step-by-step process. In today's episode, we're going to dive a little bit more into a clothing brand and what that entails and how to separate your brand from other brands in the marketplace. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Randy. I'm the president and a designer here at Unique Design, where we print and design apparel for many clothing brands, as well as we have our own 3 brands in-house that we sell to customers via online, direct-to-consumer, and through distributors. So before we move on, please click and subscribe at your bottom left, like the video, and let's go ahead and dive into it. Alright guys, so episode number 3 on what is a brand and what does that entail. In last episode we covered the definition of a brand and letting you guys understand that a brand is more than a logo, it's more than a design, it's more than clothing, it's more than merchandise. A brand is basically your company's culture and lifestyle and conveying that towards your consumer or everyone else in the public, and that's kind of what a brand entails. And we're going to dive more into how to separate your brand from other brands in the clothing space. Now, I live out here in Southern California, in the San Diego area, and down the street from our shop we have a Mexican restaurant. And if you're from Southern California, you'll know there's Mexican restaurants everywhere. I'm Filipino, but I love some Mexican food, and I normally eat clean, but today I went out and decided to have some carne asada nachos. And if you don't know what carne asada nachos are, I feel sorry for you. One day come out to Southern California and smash on them. So anyways, I went and grabbed me some carne asada nachos and from a Mexican restaurant called Oscar's. Now Oscar's, they serve their food in it's a white styrofoam container, comes in a white bag with white napkins, and the colors are red and yellow. Now, if you're not from Southern California, you'd be like, oh, what's the big deal? Well, the thing is, out here in Southern California, we have tons of Mexican restaurants, and they go by the names of Alberto's, Filiberto's, Iraberto's, Gilberto's, and all these Bertos all use the same colors, red and yellow. They all serve their food in a white styrofoam container, white napkins, white bag, and they essentially have the same menu. Now, as a customer, for this brand, I'm really confused. Now, are these the same restaurant, just different names? Are they competing restaurants that are just ripping each other off? The problem is now, as a customer, you lost my trust because I don't know if I'm going to get the same experience if I'm going to a Iraberto's or Gilberto's or Alberto's. I don't know if the price point is the same. I don't know if the food is consistent. And why does that matter? It matters a lot when you're spending your money, especially in the clothing space. Now, when you build a customer's trust with your brand, you're asking them to give you money, money which they've worked hard for. It's going to their families, it's going to whatever it may be, but you're asking for their money. And if you build your brand the right way, you're not just asking them for their money one time, but you're trying to build a lifetime customer who's going to buy into your brand and consistently spend and consistently buy from you. So if you don't understand how to separate your brand from other brands in the marketplace, you can see how it's easy to lose a customer to a competing brand. In the marketing world, we call this your USP, which is your unique selling proposition. Basically, what separates you from these other brands or these other products and these other things. And you got to understand, when you're conveying your brand to these customers, your brand has to be somewhat unique. It may be in the skate space against other skate brands. It may be in the surf space. It may be, in the martial arts world, the MMA, competing against other MMA brands. But your brand still has to have a unique message about it, even though the products may be similar. And even though some of the stuff may be the same, but your brand has to be separate, and it has to look different, and it has to feel different as far as experience from the other brands that are in the same marketplace. In the clothing world, everything under the sun has been done. And there are some brands out there that are making super technical, performance apparel that it's new to the marketplace that no one's familiar with. But essentially, most clothing brands, 90% of the stuff that we all do is the same. It's t-shirts, it's jackets, it's hoodies, it's underwear, it's outerwear, all that stuff. The only difference is the message and the culture that we're selling to customers. And learning how to separate yourself is very important. Now, I'm going to kind of jump into some of this stuff and show you some examples. Now, over here, this is a Dame 6 basketball shoes. Now, I'm a Bulls fan myself. I've been a Bulls fan since '88, but the last couple years my Bulls have sucked. So my favorite player in the NBA right now is Damian Lillard. and I really like the way he plays. And so when I went to buy some new basketball shoes, I wanted to buy something, you know, kind of representing my favorite player at least. And so I got the Dame 6s. Now what you see here, it's a typical shoe box, you know, pretty cool design. Open it up, you can see that it's a basic shoe box, you know. Some Adidas branding on the tissue paper. I don't know if you can catch that in the camera. And these shoes, honestly, I forgot how much they cost. About $130, which is like typical basketball shoes. Now, great shoes to play in. I definitely recommend this. You guys are gonna go out there and you wanna break somebody's ankles, grab some of these Dame 6s. Now, what I also have here is, this is Jordan brand. And these are the Jordan 3, the cements. And there's a big difference between that box and this box. First of all, that was a typical shoe box. The lid, you know, flipped open. This one has a lid that it opens up. It's separate, has color printed on the inside, red on the inside, red on the inside. It has the elephant print on the tissue paper. Also comes out with this little excerpt, you know. What is this little excerpt? Again, it's just the same colorways. It has the elephant print, some stuff about the shoes. And this shoe retails for about $220. Honestly, I bought this years ago, but I want to say it's probably $220, $230. The shoes, honestly, the Damian Lillards are a better performance shoe because they're you know, newer technology and they work better on the court. The Jordans were from the old, you know, 1988 Jordans, the ones he won the dunk competition. It's just a same replica of those. But as you can see, the price points were different. One was like over $100 more. And the reason why is because of the branding that went into the shoe, not the product. Again, custom packaging, you know, it has a nice little matte finish, the insert on it, the tissue paper, and you know, you ask yourself, you know, is it worth spending an extra, you know, 75 cents for better packaging or for that insert? And really it is, if your brand relies on that. Now, this is not an episode about quality and who has a better quality product, because the quality does speak to your brand. It has a lot of importance on your brand as well. But this is more about just how to differentiate your brand from other brands. Now, I'm gonna grab another Jordan shoe box, and this is the Jordan 11s, and these were called the Space Jams. And if I could jump into that, but if you're a sneakerhead, you know what the Space Jams are. Now let's show you the difference on this box. Is that this box, it slides out, has this cool little, you know, plastic on top of it, and there's a message right in the middle that says, "Mike made them fly." Right? The shoes aren't in here because, you know, they're on my shelf, but you have these cool little shoe horns that go inside the shoe that prevent the shoes from wrinkling. You got this cool little tissue again, and these were, you know, these were the second release of Space Jams. They came out like 10, 12 years ago, and these things retailed for about $250 at the time, which they go for more. But the reason why you're looking at this is I'm going to show you that Mike made them fly. So as a customer, you think, well, I want to fly like Mike, so if I get the shoes like Mike, I can fly like Mike. And that's what you want to think when you're building a brand. So that brand, you know, exuberates what Michael Jordan was able to accomplish on the basketball court. And hopefully people who follow it at the time, because now it's more of a fashion thing, we're hoping to be like Mike and being able to fly and achieve amazing things on the basketball court. Now, I want to kind of apply that into clothing. Here I have two hats. Okay, one is the unique hat. This is a hat that we just give away to customers. So we don't have a clothing brand from Unique that we sell. This is just a giveaway hat, okay? And over here is a Wadi Ink hat. It's a hat that I designed for a company called Wadi Ink. Now, I want to compare the difference. Other than the quality, again, this one is a higher quality, which this hat sells for like 45 bucks. This is a giveaway hat, all right? Now let's take a deeper look. This Unique hat, typical hat, nothing really special about it, little snapback. But if we look on the inside, you see there's a label of the existing brand of the hat company. So if I were to sell this, if we were to sell this and you were on a shelf and you said, hey, it's Unique, cool. But then you opened it up and then you saw some other company, you'd be confused. hey, is this unique? Is this other company? You know, what does this mean? You know, it's confusing. Now, the Swati hat, again, it's a 7-panel snapback, rubber patch. You can see there's a loop label which reinforces the brand. There's no other branding on this hat. So when you buy this brand, you know you're getting a Wadi Ink hat. There's no confusion on it. So you're buying into that brand and you trust that this is a Wadi Ink quality hat. And that's another importance of branding. Now, I got 2 t-shirt examples I'm gonna show you. One is this brand Secret Level. And Secret Level, this is a basic t-shirt, sells for 20 bucks, right? It has a printed label, decent fabric, nice little hang tag on it. And this sells for 20 bucks, all right? Here's another shirt. And this one is Haiku Limited, which is a martial arts brand. It also has printed label. It's a little bit better fabric, but again, it's not really about the quality we're talking about. But let's look at the branding. It has a little bit different. This has a hang tag as well, which is, it's a red foil on a matte background, you know, and then it has like a UV print on the back. Just outside looking in, you can tell there's a lot more done to this hang tag than the other hang tag, which means they're probably asking for more on the price, okay? You can also see on this sleeve, there's a woven label, which just gives it a little bit more oomph to the brand. So now you say, wow, there's a woven label. Look at this cool little hang tag. I might spend a lot more on this product. The difference between these 2 shirts, this one sells for 20, this one sells for like 35. $15 difference, right? This one is a little bit better fabric, not too much better, but it's the branding that makes the difference on these 2 items and the importance of that. Now, a lot of people ask yourself, well, that's great. You know, you're putting a product out there, you're putting your logo on there, I'm branding it. Is there such thing as over branding? The answer is yes. Now I'm gonna show you this. This is a Wadi Ink backpack. It's called the Black Pod. It's great because you got the Wadi Ink logo here, you got Wadi Ink here. You open it up, nice Wadi Ink interior, right? And then you got the Wadi Ink zipper pulls, which is kind of weird because now you see there's a Wadi Ink zipper pull on every single zipper. And then there's also a Wadi Ink logo here. And there's a Wadi Ink logo here. And then there's a Wadi Ink logo here. And what's that? Another Wadi Ink logo. So I'm not here to throw this brand under the bus because Wadi Ink does amazing stuff. We love the work we've done for them, but this is an example of over branding. Now, could you imagine buying a Nike backpack that had Nike, 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 Nike all over the thing? You would probably feel like they're trying too hard, you know, to represent what they are. Now, this is a different product because this is for on-course athletes that are wearing it when they're competing and they want to get that brand out as much as you are. You know, just think of NASCAR when you see a NASCAR car driving down the street, driving on the track with all the company logos. And that's kind of what's going on with this backpack. Now, this isn't something that you're going to wear to the mall because of all the logos all over the place. But you keep that in mind when you're working on your brand. You know, there is over branding where you can just do it too much, where it looks like you're trying too hard. And there's under branding where you're not doing enough, okay? So separate yourself in the marketplace. It consists of a lot of things. It consists of your communication. For instance, there's a brand out there that prides themselves in offending customers. Like, they have offensive apparel. A lot of it I can't repeat because it's, you know, about cuss words about a bunch of bad stuff and it's very offensive. But they take that branding to another level because if you ever email this company about a product or anything, they email you in an offensive way. They call you names and they say, hey, listen here, stupid, and stuff like that. And as a company standpoint, you're like, man, these guys are crazy. But from a branding standpoint, it matches exactly what their brand is about. You know, they're an offensive company, in your face, leave me alone, and so is your emails, so is your customer service. And, you know, think about that when you're putting a brand together. Think about every single piece of the customer experience, from when they're seeing your product on the shelf, when they're going to your website, when they're on your Instagram, when they're receiving product in the mail, when they see a big giant truck driving by with your logo on it. It all needs to entail the same experience for your customer. Because if it doesn't match and one's off, your customer is going to be very confused, or they're just not going to trust your brand. All right. So again, you guys, thanks again for listening along. Please subscribe to the video. In our next episode, we're going to go over logos. You guys have a great day.